The purpose of model simulation is to solve systems of equations, but instead of doing it manually, model simulation is a process of using powerful computers to do this job. So climate models have a bunch of different equations representing almost every aspect of the climate system. So they could include how the atmosphere works, and how the ocean works, and also the land surface, how the land surface interact with the climate system, how does it influence on the climate, such sorts of things. So when we do the real model simulations, the model take observational information as the input of the equations, and then the model can calculate the future of the climate. For example, the precipitation, temperature, sea surface pressure kind of thing, normally by means of integration. To my understanding, model simulation is the same as solve equations. But the difference is that instead of solving equations manually, we use powerful computers to do this job for us. So that's model simulations. Are our model simulations always correct or perfect? No. So there are several reasons that our model simulations have uncertainties. So one of which is that we try to physically represent the processes of the climate system, but because the system is so complicated that we can't always accurately represent these processes. So, for example, the amount of solar energy that's reaching the ground floor, it's very complicated. That it happens on a molecular level. So it's almost impossible for us to calculate the exact amount. So the normal way that we do it is that we use some kind of way called parameterization. We simplify this process. We use some statistical way to calculate the approximation of the effect. So we do simplified way. So this process, this method, this parameterization method, is of course has some approximation, so it is not accurate. So that's one source of our uncertainty. But that's not the only uncertainty. So if you have watched the movie, The Butterfly Effect, we know that some initial small changes, it can cause tremendous difference with time. So it's the same for a person's life or people's life. For the climate system, it's also the same, because we don't have exact accurate observation data. So we have some small inaccuracy at the starting point, but this inaccuracy is very small, teeny, nothing important change at the starting point can cause totally different outcomes with time. So that's butterfly effect. It's a very important reason for our model uncertainty.